Hi, welcome. Today, I am going to explain about the series, One Piece, Episode 1, Romance Dawn. Spoilers ahead, watch out fully. One Piece's first episode takes place in Logtown 22 years ago. The Marines have been working to protect the common people from the evil pirates on behalf of the world government. The so-called king of the pirates, Gold Roger, has been apprehended and is poised to be publicly executed. He is made an example in front of a sizable crowd that has assembled to witness this. Vice Admiral Garp deems the guy's life forfeit, but just as he is about to execute Gold Roger, the man stands out and says that anyone can recover his riches and that they should all set sail. As the crowd disperses and the man's final words alter the course of history and usher in the Great Pirate Era, Roger is made to look like a martyr. There is still the One Piece treasure to be found. Though where? Today, Monkey D. Luffy is first seen on his tiny boat, but when the boat starts to sink, Luffy dives into a barrel and lets the water carry him away. Sadly, it plunges him smack into the middle of a fierce battle between Lady Alvida and her crew aboard their pink pirate ship and another ruthless gang of pirates. Luffy's barrel is carried on board, and Lady Alvida emerges victorious. In doing so, Koby, the young man who will become Luffy's first companion, is introduced to us. Nevertheless, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Koby and Luffy cross paths in the ship's hold. Koby is certain that all pirates are thieves and filth, but Luffy corrects him with a knowing smile. Then, in order to catch up to our present timeline, we travel back in time to Windmill Village by 10 years. Despite being an orphan, Luffy is a tough one. He desires the freedom that being a scary pirate gives. He uses a knife to cut his face in front of the town's pirates, including their commander Shanks, to demonstrate his mettle. In these flashbacks, Shanks cleans Luffy up, but Luffy discovers a gum-gum fruit among the pirates' belongings, which he naturally consumes in its whole. This is what endows Luffy with his unique skills. This chapter follows the manga very well as Shanks chooses not to engage in combat with several mercenaries who arrive and cause problems. Shanks' decision to remain passive has angered Luffy, who calls him a coward. Shanks makes an effort to clarify that piracy is more than just constant conflict. Shanks clutches Luffy's arm as he tries to flee, and Luffy displays his prowess. Shanks is dissatisfied. After that, we return to Alvida's ship as Koby and Luffy are presented before the boss. Koby is urged by Luffy to speak up and have the guts to tell Alvida what he truly feels, but Alvida snaps and starts swinging her spiked mace around like Negan from The Walking Dead. When it hits Luffy, we realize he's not your typical pirate. He has stretchable skin and the appearance of indestructibility. Alvida is completely thrown off the boat by him using his trademark gum-gum pistol technique. The mysterious Mr. Seven is then introduced to us on Six's Island. He desires to bring Zoro into Baroque Works, his company. Mr. Seven is upset that Zoro turned down the call to action, but it does result in a good sword battle between Zoro and Mr. Seven, giving viewers a chance to witness Zoro's abilities up close. Mr. Seven is ultimately severed in half. A weird redhead named Nomi washes up close to a pirate ship in the East Blue. She begs them to assist her as she tries to conceal a large chest. The two pirates rush on board, eager to open the treasure, which turns out to be empty. As a result of her deception, Nomi steals their ship for herself and sets off with her map into uncharted territory. We find out that Koby's dream is to join the Navy when we are back with him and Luffy. They travel to Shell Island with the intention of locating a crow and leaving by boat. The two stop for meals before entering the base. They encounter Zoro there, who arrives with Mr. Seven's dead body. Nomi is also kicking around in this area. When a brazen marine arrives who resembles a Targaryen straight out of House of the Dragon, Helmeppo, Zoro once more demonstrates his combat abilities by swiftly and efficiently eliminating all the guards. Captain Morgan, who oversees the Marine Division here, is the father of Helmeppo. Morgan notes that, despite praising Zoro's abilities, attacking a Marine officer ought to be punished. Zoro is imprisoned outside in the yard for a week as a result. After snatching a uniform from one of the patrons at the pub, Nami observes all that is happening and assumes the identity of a marine. She takes him out when she is discovered. If you like this recap, give one like and comment, I love One Piece. Luffy enters the courtyard covertly through the grates that run under the base in another location. Zoro argues that although he allowed himself to be taken prisoner, Luffy is aware of his goodness and should join his crew. Naturally, Zoro declines. Luffy passes Nami in the basement on his way out and immediately recognizes through her facade. Additionally, he guarantees to bring her a map of the Grand Line. He chooses to approach Morgan and question him directly because this map is his property. Well, they're in luck because they happen to run into him in the corridor. As they converse, Nami successfully dispels suspicion by talking her way out of needing Morgan's keys to unlock his office. When Luffy begs her to join his crew, she declines, saying that she despises pirates and will never join his crew. They discover a hidden mechanism in Morgan's office that allows the desk to slide aside, exposing a safe behind it. Sadly, the alarm goes off soon after because their cover is exposed. The pair fall out the window and land in the courtyard below as a result of Luffy using his skills to rip the safe out of the ground. The two are uninjured. When Zoro is set free and sees Luffy and Nami fighting their way out of difficulties, he chooses to take part rather than flee. All of this eventually results in a confrontation between Captain Morgan and the group of Luffy, Nami, and Zoro. Naturally, the trio prevails and boards a ship to return to the open waters. When the Vice Admiral hears about what transpired at Shell Town, he discovers that the Grand Line chart has been taken. When the Vice Admiral hears about what transpired at Shell Town, he discovers that the Grand Line chart has been taken. Since Luffy now appears to have a target painted on his back, word of this even makes it to the Yacht Clown Pirate, Buggy. Thanks for watching this awesome recap. Subscribe for next episode updates.